Life is full of surprises, and it's easy to get overwhelmed when things don't go as planned. We often think that the world should be in our favor, that things should happen the way we expect them to. But the reality is, life is unpredictable. It's not always what happens to you that defines your journey, but how you choose to react to what happens. Charles R. Swindoll, one of the great thinkers of our time, once said, "Life is 10% what happens to you, and 90% how you react to it." This powerful statement holds the key to understanding our role in the stories of our lives. It's not the obstacles that make us weak. It's how we face those obstacles that determines our strength. We all face challenges. We all go through tough times. And yet some people manage to rise above it, while others remain stuck. Why is that? The truth is, life is only 10% about the events that occur to us. We don't control when we're born, where we grow up, or many of the circumstances we find ourselves in. We don't control when we lose a job, when we go through a breakup, or when tragedy strikes. But we do control how we respond. And this is where the real power lies. The 90% is within us. It's how we choose to react to adversity, how we choose to face failure, and how we choose to pick ourselves up when life knocks us down. When something bad happens, you can either let it define you or you can learn from it. It's all about perspective. The way we look at the world and the challenges we face can either make us stronger or weaker, and that perspective starts with how we react. Think about a time when you faced a challenge. Maybe it was a personal loss, a career setback, or even a health issue. In that moment, you probably felt fear, frustration, and maybe even despair. But then what happened? Did you let those emotions control you, or did you choose to rise above them? Your reaction in that moment was what truly mattered. You could have let that setback be the end of your story, but instead, you chose to learn from it. You chose to grow stronger. You chose to move forward.
It's easy to say, "I'll try harder next time," when life is easy. It's easy to be positive when things are going well. But when the storm hits, when the road gets tough, that's when your true character is tested. That's when you have the choice to react with resilience or to react with defeat. And it's this choice, more than anything else, that shapes your life. So how do we develop this powerful response? It all starts with understanding that every challenge holds an opportunity. Every setback is a lesson in disguise. Every failure is a stepping stone to success. We often hear about the importance of failure in success stories, but what we don't hear enough about is how people respond to failure. Successful people don't avoid failure, they embrace it. They understand that failure is not the end, but merely a part of the process. It's through failure that we learn, that we grow, and that we develop the resilience needed to succeed. In fact, failure is often the best teacher. It shows us our weaknesses and forces us to confront them. It pushes us to step out of our comfort zones, to try new things, and to keep going even when we want to give up. Now, let's take a moment to reflect on the 90%. How many times have you been in a tough situation only to feel like giving up? Maybe you were faced with criticism or rejection. Maybe things didn't turn out the way you expected. But how did you react? Did you give in to negative emotions, or did you choose to keep moving forward? The more we train ourselves to respond positively to difficult situations, the stronger and more resilient we become. And this resilience isn't just a mental attitude, it's a muscle. Just like any other muscle, the more you use it, the stronger it gets. And the stronger you get, the more capable you are of handling whatever life throws your way. Let's dive deeper into this. Think about the times when you've been through hardships, and now, looking back, you realize that those moments were pivotal in shaping who you are today. Without those struggles, you might not be where you are right now. They forced you to grow, to adapt, and to become more than you were before. If you had reacted with fear or resignation, you wouldn't have learned the valuable lessons that you did. And that's why how you react to situations is so important. It's not just about surviving, it's about thriving. It's about taking every challenge, every obstacle, and turning it into an opportunity for growth.
So, how do we make this mindset shift? First, we need to accept that life will never be perfect. There will always be obstacles, setbacks, and difficulties. But once we embrace that reality, we can focus on what's within our control, our reactions. If we can shift our mindset to see challenges as opportunities, then we begin to unlock the true power of our reactions. We stop seeing obstacles as threats and start seeing them as stepping stones. And when we do that, we start living life on our own terms, not dictated by external circumstances, but by our internal response to those circumstances. Now, let's talk about how this applies to the big picture. How does this idea of reacting to life's challenges impact the long-term trajectory of your life? The answer is simple. It determines your success. The way you react to challenges is what shapes your future. If you react with perseverance and determination, you're laying the foundation for a successful life. If you react with negativity and self-doubt, you're building barriers for your own progress. The choice is yours. And the more you practice this positive reaction, the more it becomes a natural part of who you are. At the end of the day, life is a series of moments. It's a collection of decisions we make and actions we take in response to what happens to us. And those decisions and actions are what define us. It's not about the setbacks, the failures, or the challenges we face. It's about how we choose to respond to them. Your reaction is your power. The 10% of life is out of your control, but the 90%, that's all yours. And with that power, you can change everything.